everybody, anyone. My name is Christopher Wood, and I am a 5-year revenge retaliation, full physical identity theft, identity stolen victim with 100% proof. Skull splitting in serious ways, skull deforming in serious ways, identity changes which have happened to me, which I can 100% prove and have proven. Skull deforming, serious brain injuring. I have no feeling in my head or my face. I have been seriously right brain injured. Body mutilations, kidnapping, sex assaults, false arrested, blood and piss forced, slave trafficked, medically blacklisted, attempted homicide, victim for revenge retaliation through Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. Back in late 2018, early 2019, I found out about human trafficking taking place in Napanee, and I spoke out about it. And as a result, in August of 2019, I was shot by ex-OPP chief or commander in Napanee, Ontario, on the corner of Bridge and Center Street. He was driving a white Jeep Wrangler. It was at the corner of Bridge and Center. In August of 2019. It wasn't by a bullet, but it was by something that went into my right ear. After me speaking of their crimes, the human trafficking, the sex slavery trafficking, the homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and possible money laundering through the Morning Star mission through coldest night of the year. I've been stalked, kidnapped, injured, tortured, deformed. My medical rights, my legal rights, my human rights have been taken. As it stands right now, Ontario Provincial Police, who are guilty of attempted murder, I am the end of my bloodline, who are guilty of having my mother and my 2 dogs killed as well through their accomplices. Ex-Chief or Commander, year 2019, once again, they drove the white Jeep Wrangler. Staff Sergeants, years 2019, 2021. Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward. Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS. Shelley Hafner or Huffner. Spencer Mills, 14716. Robert Kane, 7224. Criminal doctors who are criminally negligent, involved in co-committing and covering up their crimes with intent to commit. Girlfriend to Stacy, Kingston AMHS, Dr. Margie V. She goes by, also her real name is Dr. Tatiana V. Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic. She is the girlfriend to Stacy. She is guilty of falsifying my medical files to get me discriminated against, to get me medically blacklisted, to assure crimes against me. She is guilty of attempted murder with intent. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, ex-CEO Wayne Covyduck, and patient relations are all criminally negligent, involved in co-committing and covering up crimes for themselves, for the doctors, for the cops, and for their boss accomplices who cannot be arrested in Napanee without $22,000 through OPP because they are their accomplices. Every single bit of this is 100% truth. Guilty of criminally stalking my mother, guilty of causing her death, murdering her, December 20th, 2020, with intent. One guy known as Bill Wooldridge. He has many alias names. Bill Wooldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable. Stephen Mavis, James Bubbles, Robert Cross are his alias names that I know of so far. He lives behind a law office on the corner of Bridge and Center Street, pretty much right where I was shot by XOPP chief. He now lives there. He's bald, glasses, about 65 to 70 years old, highly dangerous, highly psychotic, was stalking my mother, calling my mother mom, believes that he and I were switched at birth and thinks that he is my dad. He was criminally stalking children at Tim Hortons daily for XOPP chief or commander for sex slavery trafficking. Boss, co-drug trafficker, the one that owns OPP, Robert Kane, and his drugs, and is a trafficker with and for him, also guilty of being involved with my mother's murder. Blair Frederick Hardy, he is a meth trafficker. He is guilty of rapes. He is guilty of identity theft. He is guilty of brain injury me. He is guilty of criminal stalking. He is guilty of rape. He is guilty of financial thefts and frauds, welfare, disability, pensions, and insurance frauds. He is guilty of multiple homicides with and for Ontario provincial police and cannot be arrested. His minions, members of the Hardy Boys gang, because that's exactly what they are. His minions, Bert the Hitman Hustler, he is a sex slave trafficker, he is a meth head, a crackhead, a pillhead. He's guilty of criminal stalking. He is guilty of torture crimes. He is guilty of my identity theft, brain injury me, and attempted murder. Robert Berry and his boyfriend. Robert Berry is a truck driver. He is a sex slave trafficker and a possible serial killer. An alleged ex jail guard in Ottawa, Ontario. Whether true or not, I do not know. Alleged. Tyler T. Baglake, he is guilty of torturing and killing my dog Runt in March of 2023. He's guilty of torture crimes on me, stalking, and attempted murder. He is Robert Kane, Drug Cop 7224, number one rat informant. Little piece of shit. He is approximately 30 to 35 years old. He is an animal abuser and he is guilty of attempted murder on me with intent. And all of this has and can be proven. I have pictures where I'm a lot older than him, and I have pictures and videos where I look exactly like this punk with proof. Jason Gimpy Two-Step and Allstein, he is guilty of brain injuring me. He is guilty of being involved with my identity theft with the intent to commit identity, disability, and insurance fraud. He's guilty of attempted murder. He sells laced fentanyl, causing overdoses, which are just being labeled as someone getting bad drugs and dying from them. It's being done with intent through the overdosing. He's a stroke victim, and he uses that as a means to commit his crimes and get away with it. And OPP know this because of it. So that's his way of trying to claim deniability. Raymond LeBlanc, he is guilty of torturing and killing my dog with Tyler Lake in March of 2023. He is guilty of criminal stalking, torture crimes, and attempted murder on me. Harry Hartwick, he is my cousin. He is guilty of brain injuring me. He is guilty of skull splitting me. He is guilty of torture crimes on me. He is guilty of attempted homicide. He is guilty of serious abuses on me in Winnipeg, Manitoba as a child as well. His nephew, Dale Hartwick, who is guilty of being involved with brain injury me, skull splitting me, body mutilations. He's guilty of my identity theft with the intent to commit homicide for drop charges for a stabbing he committed against his wife or ex-wife's boyfriend, now a rat informant, and working with him for OPP. His boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, Tony Anthony Axel Rose Hearns, is guilty of my being involved with my identity theft, torture crimes. He is guilty of attempted sex assault, attempted paralyzing, and attempted homicide on me. I have pictures where I look exactly like him as well, with 100% proof, even right down to the same cockeye he has. They are speedheads. They are registered sex offenders. They are sex slave traffickers. They are drug addicts, drug traffickers with and for OPP. They are their accomplices. They are the ones that cannot be arrested without $22,000. And they are the reason why OPP are so successful at committing their crimes and getting away with them, along with criminal doctors at Lennox and Addington County General Hospital who are above the law through OPP. Justice of the Peace is also involved as well. Threats, intimidations, obstructions, accusations stating I was high on marijuana and hallucinating being sodomized, sex assaulted, because it was done through OPP Staff Sergeant and one Bill Woldridge, or the one known as Bill Woldridge, the one that's guilty of killing my mother. As a result of me speaking OPP crimes, my skull has been deformed, it's been elongated, it's been shortened, it's been widened, it's been flattened. It's been many serious shapes and sizes. My identity has been seriously changed with 100% proof physically through my skull deforming. I was shot with what is called R&M back from OPP chief, and that is how I am going through my identity theft. The full right side of my head and my skull has been burned with 100% proof. While I am medically blacklisted, I cannot get any kind of medical help. Compliments of Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic falsifying my medical files to get me discriminated against, to get me blacklisted against. My skull has been seriously fucking deformed. The whole side of my head right in here is all completely and totally numb. I have absolutely no feeling. I go through hypoxia on a daily basis. But if I need medical help or I want medical help in any way, shape, or form now, I have to go to Quebec, I have to go down east, or I have to go to Manitoba because of Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic. I had to do a video stating that I would not seek medical help within the province of Ontario, and I was made to give up all medical rights within the province of Ontario, including my OHIP, my health card, and everything else, to make sure that these pieces of shit get away with what they've gotten away with. I am the end of my bloodline, and as it stands, OPP, if they want to pay to exhume my dad to prove DNA, because now my fucking identity's been changed and now my DNA's been fucked with too. Obviously, I am looking like Dale Hartwick with proof. And this piece of shit is actually my third cousin. He is also guilty of a homicide in Winnipeg, Manitoba as well. He's dying of cirrhosis of the liver, so taking life means nothing to him because he himself is dying. Him and his boyfriend, Anthony Hearns. and people disappear. It is Ontario provincial police, it is criminal doctors, and it is their homosexual accomplices, junky pieces of shit. My medical, legal, and human rights have been taken from me, and I know this is probably not going to be seen. Proof of what? What kind of proof? I've shown lots of proof. I have shown lots of proof of what is happening to me. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know who this is, but if you're the person that just asked me to show proof, I have shown lots of proof. I have given lots of proof of what has taken place with me, by whom, how, and why. So I'm not just getting on here saying shit that's not true. That would be kind of foolish. I absolutely look nothing like I used to. Nothing. And when I have pictures and video where I show can prove 100% where I actually am older and look like these people as well. I have lots of videos showing my identity changes that has happened to me. And anybody there on my channel, and anybody's more than free to check them out. Okay, I am gonna get off here, and I hope this is seen. I hope it's shared. I hope it's liked. And one way or another, people are gonna be arrested and charged for what's been done to me 5 years ago and through this fucking shit. And yes, I have and can prove it. And the only reason it happened is for revenge retaliation on me. I don't just go around naming people of doing things that's been done to me for the sake of causing shit. So I've pretty well been consistent for 5 years: whom, how, when, why, what, and everything else. So I have lots of proof and videos on my channel here if anybody wants to check them out.